Before you go to sleep, you must first pretend as if you are asleep. This is how fundamentally the law of attraction works. You have to fake it until you make it. When I say faking until you make it, you must first pretend as if you already have what it is that you want. The uneducated will call it pretending, but what you are doing is that you are preparing. You only get what you already have. Meaning, if you want to make 10K per month, you must first align with that amount, because everything makes sense. Everything makes sense. Everything is aligned. Everyone is where they are supposed to be currently, right now. The law of attraction states that like attracts like. Poor people, all they do is chase money, not understanding that they can attract the financial muscle that they desire. This is why I'll never understand people who kneel down to pray and request to God that, God, please give me strength. God, please give me a breakthrough. Please give me prosperity. You kneeling down and requesting is you essentially saying that you don't have, and you can only have what you already have. So what I will advise you to do is, when you kneel down, don't pray to request, but pray to give thanks. Even if you don't have it right now, everything is created twice. First in the mental and then physically. Nothing comes to the physical world if it wasn't first created in the mind. If it comes and you were never prepared, eventually it will go away. The Bible even says this. It says that those who have will be given more, and those who don't have, even when they are given, it will be taken away from them. To use the law of attraction to acquire financial muscle that you deeply desire, you must first align with your future self. Once you align with your future self, what happens is you project your future into the present. When you present your future into the present moment, the future has no choice but to catch up to you. You are already ahead. This law of attraction is very important to understand how it works. Because if you want to use this law, this principle, you must first align with whatever it is that you want. The question is, how do you align with your future self? It's simple to understand and digest, but not very easy to execute. The one misconception that I want to outline about the law of attraction is the fact that you don't need to work. That right there is the biggest lie that you'll ever take. The law of attraction requires you to work. If you want to align with your future self, you need to ask yourself a few questions. What will my future self be doing right now? Will my future self wake up at 10 in the morning and then scroll through TikTok? Or will my future self wake up at 5 a.m. or 6 a.m., get straight to deep work, and work excruciatingly hard the goals that they desire? Once you become that future individual in the present moment, then your future will be projected to the now, and then you will live your future right now. The one misconception is the fact that you don't have to act. You have to take action. You have to take consistent action to be successful. Success is nothing but a sequence of consistent action towards a targeted outcome. You need to work hard. Once you start working hard, then you start attracting the finances. When you start working hard, you start understanding that money follows value. You will work on your skills, work on your articulation. Eventually, money will follow. This is another reason why I'll never understand people who want to permanently escape their current reality, not understanding they can consciously and permanently change their circumstances right now. You are just one decision away to changing your circumstances, your conditions. To align with your future self, you must understand the beliefs that are keeping you away from your desired self. The beliefs that are keeping you in the same place, and the beliefs that are going to take you from one place to another. Once you understand the beliefs of the two individuals, the better. Then you can unroot the beliefs of the old self and plant and nurture the beliefs of the new self. Beliefs are like sunglasses. Everyone is wearing glasses. You don't take off the glasses, you just change the lens. Everyone sees life through glasses. These glasses, we can say is their beliefs or their perception. This is how they see life. The only time you can see someone else's life is if you replace your lenses with theirs. For you to align with your future self, you must change your beliefs. You must change your lenses. You don't take off the glasses, you only change the lenses. Don't ever believe the fact that you don't have to work to get whatever it is that you desire. You still need to work, but it's easier to start attracting instead of chasing. If your actions align with the millionaire version of yourself, you will eventually become a millionaire. If your actions and beliefs, thoughts, emotions, they align with your future self that makes 20K a month, then God has no option but to grant you that 20K a month. The law of attraction works, and it's very important to understand how it works so you can use it to your own advantage. Understanding is the prerequisite of control. You can't control the law or the principle if you don't understand it. We have first outlined what the law of attraction is, what it states. It states that like attracts like. And we have outlined how you can use it to your own advantage by first understanding it and then presenting your future into the present. By you going through a process of killing the old self and giving birth to the new self. And then you will align with whatever circumstances that you desire. Now, the last thing that we look into science and the psychology that goes behind this law. Because you have to understand that once you start working on yourself, once you start aligning with your future vision, once you project your future self into the present, certain things go on. A lot goes into how you attract your desired results. If you start working on yourself and you start going for goals and you start acting in a manner of which the goal is inevitable, what will happen is when you go back to your broke friends and your broke female members, conversations that you're going to have with them, they won't make sense. Take this for instance. Imagine if you want to go from one place to another and you are coupled with an Asian individual that speaks Mandarin and the only language that you can speak is French. Chances are you guys are not going to understand one another simply because you don't speak the same language. Same applies with when you project your future into the present and you go and you still hang out with the people that you've been hanging out with before you align yourself to your desired future vision. The conversations won't make sense. What will happen is you will distance yourself from your broke friends. You will try to associate yourself with people who speak the same language as you. People who want to achieve the goals that correlate or are in the same magnitude as yours. When you work on yourself and you become more valuable, the only people you want to associate yourself with is valuable people. It's people who don't slack off, people who get things done, because you are now the person who gets things done, because now you are the future version of yourself, the version of which aligns with the results that you desire. When you start avoiding the people who are holding you back, there are people also whom they are avoiding, the people who are holding them back. If you are going from point A to point B with an Asian or a Mandarin speaking individual, the most ideal thing to do is to find someone who speaks French and speak the same language and head to ever where you want to go. Same applies with your goals, with your associations, with the people that you surround yourself with. You are going to avoid people who are holding you back and associate yourself with people who are heading in the same direction as you. With this law of attraction is very important to understand that it only works when you work from your goal, not towards your goal. One thing that I urge you to do once you clip off this video is to start projecting your future self into the present moment. Is to start living as if you already have what it is that you have, because you do have. Everything is already done. The millionaire version of yourself is somewhere out there. The fat version of yourself is somewhere out there. The skinny version, the fit version of yourself is somewhere out there. And for you to become that fit person, you simply have to just go to the gym, and eventually you'll become the fit version of yourself. Everything is already done. You just have to be the person that already has it, because you can only have what you already have. You can't have what you don't have. When you pray and give thanks to what you have achieved, to what you have currently right now, and what you are about to achieve.